Hello students, continuation of states of matter. Now I am moving to kinetic molecular theory of gases. Depending upon the behavior of gases, we studied Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac's law. Those laws are mainly based upon the experiment. Whatever the scientists have done the experiment, based on that experiment, they propose the laws, but there is no theoretical support to explain that. To explain that theoretically, Maxwell and Boltzmann has given a new theory. That theory is called kinetic molecular theory of gases. According to kinetic molecular theory of gases, they made some assumptions, some postulates. Let us know one by one. First postulate says that just like solids or liquids, gases also made up of molecules. Just like solids and liquids, the gas molecules are tiny. They are very small particles. They are spherical particles and they are rigid particles. It means just like solids or liquids, gases also contain molecules, and these molecules are spherical in shape. They are tiny. It means they are very small particles, invisible particles, and they are rigid particles. It means by the application of pressure, we cannot change the size and shape of the molecules. Okay, this is the first. Just here, different gases have different molecules. It means they have different in their size and different in their mass. Size of oxygen is different, size of hydrogen is different, mass of oxygen is different, mass of hydrogen is different. It means different gases have different molecules and they only differ in their mass and size of the molecules. Okay. Second one, the actual volume of the gas is negligible compared to volume of the container. Let us consider this is a 1 liter cylinder. In this 1 liter cylinder, the gas molecules are spread. So we are measuring the volume of gas is nothing but 1 liter because volume of the container is 1 liter. But whenever these molecules are collected at one corner, it is occupying only this much of volume. It may be 10 ml or it may be 1 ml. It depends upon the size of the molecules and it depends upon the nature of attraction or repulsion among the molecules. So this value may be 1 ml or 10 ml. Here 1 liter nothing but 1000 ml. But the actual volume is only 1 ml. Whenever we compare these two values, we are measuring it as 1000 ml, but actual volume is of the gas molecules is only 1 ml. So here we can neglect this value. It means volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible compared to volume of the container. Why it is happening? Because gas molecules have large intermolecular space. They are very separated. There is a large gap among the gas molecules. Okay. Next, third one. Forces of attraction or repulsion among molecules is negligible. attraction force, repulsion force among the molecules mainly because of their size and mass. Gas molecules also have mass, gas molecules have size, but attraction force among the gas molecules is negligible because these molecules are very far away. They are far away because of weak attraction. So the so here forces of attraction or repulsion among the molecules we can neglect or negligible. Then molecules move with different velocities in different direction. For example, in solids, all the molecules of the solids move in one direction. Just I will give one illustration. Bus is moving and this bus has different parts, different seats. Let us consider these seats are nothing but the particles or molecules. Each and every particle or each and every seat of that bus are moving in same direction. Why they are moving in same direction? Because they have a type of attraction, strong attraction. Because of strong attraction they are connected. If the first particle is moving in one direction, the remaining particles will follow that. So that will happen in case of solids. In case of liquids, here is one particle, particle A is there, here particle B is there. In liquids, the distance between the particle A and B is fixed, but this particle can change its position from this point to this point and this point to this point, this point to this point. It means around in all 360 degree the B particle can change its position, but it will maintain a constant distance. It means here if the particle A is moving in this direction, particle B can move in this direction or in this direction, but it will always tries to maintain a constant distance. But in case of gases, these molecules are not attracted because of weak attraction. If A is moving in this direction, B will move in this direction, C will move in this direction. Means different molecules will move in different direction because there is no bonding among the particles. Okay, I think you understood this. So they are moving in different with different velocities in different direction. Their velocities are different and they're moving in different direction. Fifth one, molecules, whenever they are moving, they collide with other molecules and also collide with walls of the container. For example, molecule A is there, it is moving in this direction, the molecule B is coming, these two collide each other. When they collide, they may change their direction and sometimes they collide with the walls of the container. It means they collide with other molecules and they also collide with the walls of the container. During their collision, they may change their direction, but their motion is always in straight line. Okay. Sixth point, gas molecules exert pressure in all directions. Each and every part of the container experience same force, same pressure in case of solids. In case of gases. For example, we have a container and it is filled with stones. So if we make some hole here, no stone is coming out. But whenever we make some hole here, the particles, stone particles can be coming down. It means they are come in this, they are exerting pressure in only one direction. They are not exerting lateral pressure, only they are exerting downward pressure. Okay, this is in case of solid. But in case of liquids, what happens? If we make hole here, the water will comes out, the liquid will comes out. Why it is coming out? Because they exerting lateral pressure, they exerting pressure on the walls also. It means the liquids can exert in this direction one pressure, in this direction another pressure. This is the downward pressure, this is the lateral pressure. Okay, the liquids also exert a type of thrust in upward direction. I'm not going to I'm not interested to go in detail about that. They are exerting upward force also, upward pressure is also, that is called thrust. So here the liquids exerting lateral pressure as well as downward pressure. It means in two direction they exerting pressure. But in gases, the gas molecules may move in this direction, they move in this direction, they move in this direction, they move in this direction. Means each and every part of the container exert same pressure, because gas molecules are moving in all direction. And because of that collision, because of that collision, gases exert pressure. Next, collision of gas molecules is elastic. Collisions among the particles may be classified into two types: elastic collision, inelastic collision. In elastic collision, there is no change in momentum of the molecules before collision or after collision. There is no change in kinetic energy of the molecules before collision or after collision. Means there is no change in velocity of the molecules after collision or before collision. But in case of inelastic collision, the molecules will change their velocity. There is change in momentum, there is change in velocity. This type of collision is called inelastic collision. For example, a car is moving with certain velocity. Mass of the car, the product of mass of the car and velocity, the product of this will give momentum. Whenever this car will hits some other objects, or let us consider a tree. Whenever it hits it, what happens? The velocity of car becomes zero. It means the momentum of car becomes zero. Initial momentum, initial velocity is different. Final momentum, final velocity is different. So such type of collisions are called inelastic collisions. Okay, and the last one, kinetic energy of gas molecules is directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. Kinetic energy, already I told you many times. Average kinetic energy is nothing but temperature. Total kinetic energy nothing but heat content of the system. Kinetic energy of gas molecules is directly proportional to absolute temperature. It means that as you increase the temperature, there is increase in kinetic energy. As you decrease the temperature, there is decrease in kinetic energy. So these are the some postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases. Okay, let us discuss different types of velocities possessed by gas molecules. We can express the molecular speed or molecular velocity of gases as average velocity, most probable velocity, root mean square velocity. In three different ways we are going to express the speed of the gas molecules or velocity of the gas molecules. In that, first one, average speed or average velocity. Average speed, it means we have n number of molecules and n number of molecules have different velocities. Let it be v1, v2, v3, v4, v5, v6 like this, vn. The sum of all these velocities divided by total number of the molecules, that is nothing but average velocity. It is very simple. Average velocity, nothing but velocity of different, sum of velocity of different molecules divided by total number of molecules will give average velocity. Average velocity is given by c bar and it is equal to square root of 8 RT by pi m. In this, 8 R pi are constant, T is also constant. If we consider a particular temperature, then average velocity is inversely proportional to molar mass. Higher the molar mass, average velocity of the molecules is less. They are inversely related. Or you can say that average velocity for a particular gas increases with increasing temperature. So this is the relationship between average velocity and temperature and average velocity and mass, molar mass. Second one, most probable velocity or most probable speed. Most probable speed, nothing but maximum number of molecules possessed by a particular velocity. For example, if we have 100 molecules, out of 100 molecules, some molecules have very high speed, high velocity. Some molecules have very low speed, low velocity. Then average molecules, maximum number of molecules have a particular velocity. That velocity is called most probable velocity. Means maximum velocity are few, minimum velocity molecules are few, but most of the molecules possess a particular velocity. That velocity is called most probable velocity. And I am representing that most probable velocity as CMP, most probable. But in some books they mentioned it as C star. Some in different books they mention different way. So I am representing it as CMP, most probable. Here most probable is related with temperature and molar mass. Most probable inversely proportional to molar mass. At particular temperature, if we consider hydrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide like this, most probable velocity of hydrogen is more, whereas most probable velocity of sulfur dioxide is less, because molar mass of sulfur dioxide is more. But at particular temperature for a particular gas, most probable velocity increases with temperature. Okay. Third one, very important, that is root mean square velocity. We can define it as root of the square of the mean of the velocities. Root of the square of the mean of the square of the velocity. It means we are measuring the velocities, we are taking the squares, we are adding all the values and divided by number of molecules. That is, we are taking average of that, mean of that, and we are taking square root of that value nothing but root mean square velocity. Root mean square velocity is related with molar mass and temperature by this formula. C is equals to square root of 3 RT by m. Here also, root mean square velocity inversely proportional to molar mass and it is directly proportional to temperature. As the temperature increase for a particular gas, there is increase in root mean square velocity, and as the molar mass of the gas goes on increase, there is decrease in the root mean square velocity. Then relationship between root mean square velocity, average velocity and most probable velocity. We are taking most probable velocity ratio average velocity ratio root mean square velocity. This is nothing but here 2 RT by m ratio 8 RT by pi m ratio 3 RT by m. Here m, RT are common. So this become root 2, this become root 8 by pi, this become root 3. On solving by taking square root, we get 1.414 and its value is 1.595. Just by solving this we are getting this value, and by taking square root of this we are getting 1.732. Among these, this one is the minimum value and this one is the maximum value. We can say that at particular temperature for a particular gas, because here we consider temperature constant temperature and for a same gas, at these two conditions root mean square velocity of the gas is more, whereas maximum or most probable velocity is minimum. So just by dividing all the values by 1.414, because this is the smallest value, it becomes 1, it becomes 1.128 and it becomes 1.224. It means this is the relationship between most probable velocity, average velocity and root mean square velocity. At particular temperature for a particular gas, root mean square velocity is maximum, whereas most probable velocity is minimum.